This is the all-new Lexus RX. We are actually tacking onto the back of the North American press launch so that we can take a look at this car before it lands locally in Australia in the first quarter of next year. The Lexus product gurus have joked that this is all new, so much so that even the wheel nuts have been changed for this new model. And it is, of course, the third Lexus SUV to be fully refreshed in the Australian market. We've already had LX and NX, and now the RX joins that list. We're launching with 3 different engine variants. There'll be 2 hybrids and a regular petrol engine. So let's take a closer look at the new Lexus RX. The new Lexus RX will touch down in Australia in early 2023 with a choice of 3 variants, one of which is a regular petrol engine, as well as 2 hybrid models. The petrol-only RX 350 opens the range, followed by the RX 350h mild hybrid and the range-topping RX 500h. In a first for the RX range, the 500h will be available in 1 F-Sport performance trim grade. The RX 350h shapes as being the most popular model in the range, while the performance flagship 500h offers buyers 273 kilowatts and 551 newton meters, the most powerful petrol-electric hybrid Lexus has ever had. The entry-level RX 350 uses a 2.4-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine with all-wheel drive and makes 205 kilowatts and 430 newton meters. Step up to the RX 350h and you get a naturally aspirated 2.5-litre 4-cylinder engine with CVT and either 1 or 2 electric motors depending on whether you opt for front or all-wheel drive. 180 kilowatts and 316 newton meters combine for a frugal fuel use of mid-6s per 100 kilometres. Final pricing and specification details are yet to be locked in for the Australian market. I've got the front seat set up for my driving position, so I'll jump in the second row in a minute and we'll take a look at how much room we have behind a regular driving position. But the first thing you notice when you take a seat inside the new RX, aside from how luxurious and comfortable it is, are the changes they've made to the technology. The infotainment system, the interactivity between driver and vehicle is so much more intuitive with this new vehicle than the old Lexus systems that we used to say weren't as good as they could have been. Central to that is the infotainment touchscreen. It's a big one, 14 inches now. There is a 9-inch available in some markets, but this one that we're testing is the larger 14-inch screen. It's really clear. It's easy to use. It's got all the controls and functionality there that you need. You use it for things like satellite navigation, obviously, and smartphone connectivity, but you've also got your air conditioning controls across the bottom there. Clever storage through the center console, wireless charging for your phone inside that little bin there, and of course Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but both wireless in that sense, so that's really clever as well. In short, it's just a much better cabin with much smarter design and functionality. Quality attention to detail, as you'd expect from Lexus in the second row, but that's no surprise. RX is a large SUV, so you also expect plenty of room, and you do have that. As you can see, I've got good knee room here behind my own driving position, room for my feet under the seat. I like the fact that the backrest in the second row reclines, so I've got mine forward a little bit. You can see with this second one here, it does go a little bit further back, so if you want to recline on a longer road trip, you can do that. There's plenty of headroom. This model's got a big sunroof, but it doesn't eat into headspace too much. You get USB-C controls and temperature controls as well for the air conditioning in the second row of this model. So all in all, if you're buying a large SUV to use as a family vehicle to go on road trips, holidays, things like that, RX is going to do the job nicely. On the road, the RX is every bit the luxury SUV, regardless of which engine you're driving. It's quiet, insulated, comfortable on any road surface, and in the case of the 500h, a little bit sharper and more responsive than you might expect. Perhaps most impressive is the way in which the RX irons out poor road surfaces with no intrusion into the cabin. So the RX 350 that's here with me now is where the range will start in Australia, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the volume seller is likely to be one of the RX 350 hybrid models, whether it's 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, because as good as this vehicle is, why wouldn't you buy the hybrid model if the prices are similar? That remains to be seen, so we need to see how it sits in the range and what the cost is. But I reckon volume seller likely to be one of the RX 350 hybrids. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit like if you've enjoyed the video. Click subscribe so you stay up to date with all of our latest content, and the full review of the new Lexus RX range is at Drive.com.au.